There we go. My stream key was off. Yeah, INDO, this is going to be a volatile one, but if we can build off of this area, give it time. Our SG, yeah, if we can hold up 33, 33.50, this area, we could continue to squeeze up. Fumble. Give this one time. See that delta stalled out at 35. What was our plan? Pre-market for delta. Let it open, fail with that morning spike, and then now we can get out our Fibonacci tool, measure either from the low or the previous day's close here up to that just over 35. Look for a nice healthy pullback. So 50% is like 33.50. Nice healthy pullback to around this area. And then maybe later on we run back up and test that 35 again. Volume's retracing on it. I'm gonna stick with that idea. ARQQ, if that can hold at 16. We can come back up, rip up over that 1650 and push to 17. Indexes are getting a sell off this morning. Frontier Group Holdings. I'm gonna throw up AAL with Delta. INDO is falling apart. $23 rips up to 20, 26, 70s. It's a nice almost $4 rip. Happened really fast though. Delta's looking good. I think if we pull back to my green line here, push up off that, we could blow up over 35. Got a lot of good volume pumping into it. And then our ARQQ bounced off our 16. This one, it ran in the past. It's looking good. The former runner. Will top out right at 17. We could definitely see it run to 20. We could. It's still light in volume too. There's not much volume. It's only got 130K in volume on the day. But note too, what was that stock that popped yesterday? ARQQ. Or no, ARTW. You guys remember this one? This one quickly popped and then it stalled out and it crumbled super hard. And then later on it came back and spiked again and stalled out. So treat it like this one probably until we see volume prove otherwise. Now Delta with this pullback here holds up, breaks up over 35. We break over 35. I think we run up to about 37 if it breaks. Hmm. And that SG is still holding up good too. SG could definitely continue to squeeze up. There's our 17 on ARQQ. Now, every single time this hits a new high of day, it's going off on everybody's scanners. Now, people are going to start flocking over to it, chasing it, market ordering in, and that demand is going to hit it. And our BMBL Bumble, this is looking good too. I wouldn't write this one off. This is a good setup. It's holding up at our level 21. Push up to 22, and then our target up there at 23. Got moving averages coming back around too, looking for a nice little squeeze. Delta's gearing up. DAL. It's gearing up to blow it up and test that 35. So if Delta goes, look for AAL to go as well, American Airlines. Very, very similar. They move the same. So if you think Delta's too expensive at 35, you got AAL at 15 bucks. We do have some good setups. And then don't forget our SG, like we've been talking. This is a good setup. Setting up for a squeeze. I would say a pullback. Your level's going to be at 34 from that wedge right here. Pull back to 34, run back up, break over 35, that 35.50, and it'll squeeze up higher. Shorts got trapped. That's what happened. They got trapped right here. So out of BMBL, ARQQ, DAL, SG, what one do you guys like the most? For me, I like SG followed by Bumble. That's what I like. I don't know if I want to go after Delta, knowing that that 200 day is up at on the weekly at 35. Bumble to me just looks like a no-brainer. Even though volume is light on it, the stock has been clutch for us. If you've been sticking with it, which we have the last week and a half, we've been watching SG. So we're familiar with this stock and what it likes to do. Big picture ideas, remember? That's our theme for 2022. This CANO, I don't think it'll do anything. There's Dave. This Dave, look at that rally for $4. Holy crap. Look at this one. This is the daily chart. The last 6 trading days have been green. It's all the way up to that 50-day. There goes our Bumble. Up over 22, running up to our target. $23 is our target. Oh yeah, I forgot all about AGRI. It's up in the background, but AGRI, that's got to come back up over 4, so I would put your alert at $4. AGRI. Good move on Bumble. Also, our SG up at 35. This is looking pretty good. But it can pull back down $1 if you chase after it up this high. This is more of a swing trading type of play here. This isn't a day trading, I'm gonna scalp it real quick. This has just been a swing trade. This is all it's been, is a swing trade. The whole time we've been watching it, a week and a half, 2 weeks. Volume's too light to scalp this. So far, so good. 2 of our stocks are running. We still got ARQQ up there at 17. If this keeps building up, it could definitely just rip the 20 ARQQ. That's going to be the target. for ARQQ, 20 bucks. Bumble slowly making its way up to our target at 23. $24 is going to be the top. All this is a bounce. That's all that this is. Even yesterday, Bumble had a good morning rip on it. So ARQQ, it's getting a little micro pullback here. It's gearing up to try to blow up over that 17. This is a risky trade right here, though, to chase after this, because it can flush down on you. Bumble just kissed 23. That was a straight shot. $1.50 run on Bumble. That's awesome. Now ARQQ and SG are the next ones. A lot of these energy stocks, I'm going to start taking them off of my charts here and replacing them with other stocks. Energy is just slowly decaying. So a lot of these charts here had a lot of energy. USEG, IMPP, INDO. I just had, what was it? USA right here. I'm going to start replacing them with other stocks. Delta still hasn't broke that 35. It's a good thing we spotted that on the weekly chart. So remember, you guys, it's the small little things that you do, the small little details that you pay attention to. It's not about paying attention to the right indicator or what your indicators tell you. Most average people, they're just looking at the daily chart, right? But by just simply the daily chart on DAL here looks like, all right, it's gapping up. It's going to be a potential gap and go, right? There's nothing up all the way up to 37. So it's got room to run. But if you just simply switch over to that weekly chart, it's a different story. The weekly chart on DAL and the monthly chart on DAL. AAL. What was it? What was it? The one that we seen up at 35. You guys know what I'm talking about? This morning we were watching something and we switched over to the weekly chart and the moving average was right there. I could have swore it was Delta. United Airlines. GameStop's in a straight free fall mode. Ooh, AMCC. Look at that. That's ugly. I knew this stock wasn't gonna do shit. That's garbage. Man, AMC down to $13. Ouch. AMC's in a free fall mode too. Down to $10. KAVL. Yeah, that's a good play, man. That's a good play. I didn't say it wasn't. I was just looking at my phone. From a $1.50, nice run up to 230s, pulls back, $2 area, building up off that. 250 though, I think is going to be your target. $2.50. It is a low float, 13 million. Fumble getting a nice tight pullback. It's holding well. Volumes retracing on it. We could see a nice continuation on Bumble. Up over that 23. SG is still holding up well. There's a squeeze going on slowly with that. ARQQ. You don't want to see ARQQ fall down to 16. You want to see it hold up at like this 1650, 1625 level. This level right here. Hold up there, build up, blow up over that 17 later on. DAL, Delta, still trying to gear up for that 35 break. Yeah, that KC could really start rolling up over 350. Yeah, that's a good one. Nice bottom yesterday and build off of it today. Doesn't it just make so much sense when you just scroll out and look at it? Like, wow. Like, clearly it bottomed out here. And then today it just continued to build off of it and pushed up off of it. Makes so much sense. I think KC pulls back though at around this like 280s level here. Nice push here, pulls back. Continuation later on. I'll throw this stock up too. I was reading here on my phone, someone said the average millionaire has 7 streams of income. 7. How many boxes can you check off? Day trading, dividends, real estate, YouTube, affiliate marketing, e-commerce, crypto, long-term investments, a primary job 9 to 5, and freelance work. All the top stocks this morning are the airliners. UAL, United Airlines, DAL, Delta, JetBlue. This is a good technical breakout if it continues to hold and push. Right there at 15 bucks, it's pushing up to 15. It pulls back and holds at this area. Continues to rip up. Our SG starting to pick up pace, you guys. The stock is slowly squeezing. That's what's happening. As we pointed out on the 3-minute here, shorts got trapped. This was the trap right here for shorts. So you have to know how a long and a short thinks. And what ultimately happened here was this set up a wedge like right here, and it broke down through that pattern and wedge. So shorts start piling in on this, and this stock came ultimately all the way back, and then it started to hold up where it fell through from. That's a bullish sign. So shorts have to start covering. You have retail traders, long investors going long on it, and what happens? Stock squeezes up higher. That's a basic short squeeze right there. This thing could continue to push at 40 bucks, 45, 50. It just depends on how much volume flows into it. Looking at this daily chart, up over 35 here. It's got room to run up here to 38, 42, 45. And then you have the highs up here at 50s. It's not that far away. You also have a nice little squeeze forming right here with the moving averages. It's not quite there yet, but this could be something next week that could be a factor. This has been a good one. And I haven't heard too many people talk about this stock SG Sweet Green. Fumbles falling apart. All right, there we go, Delta. Still gearing up to break up over that 35. It's been holding strong all morning. Got a nice stab on this AMC right here. Nice stab. Prices got rejected lower and it rallied up. Yeah, nice little 50% bounce on AMC. $1. SG still slowly squeezing. Beautiful move. That's a $3.50 move so far. This from this open. It's just slowly squeezing. And then our ARQQ, this is holding up pretty strong, if you ask me. $20 is going to be the target if this breaks. That's a $3 upside potential. And then your KC Frank. This one's still building up off that 3. That was a good call out this morning. DWAC could get a nice bounce on it. Definitely. Could get a nice bounce up here to about $68, up $5 a share. Our ARQQ starting to pick up a bit. That's awesome, Frank. 6th green day in a row. Amazing, dude. Straight up awesome. Just consistency, man. Being super picky. Super picky what you trade. Adds up too, doesn't it? Now the trick is, once that green streak comes to an end, which it will, don't have a complete meltdown about it. Accept it and say, man, that was a hell of a run. I need to tighten it up. Call it quits. Accept it. Don't fight it. Because that is where a lot of people have a downfall and they revenge trade and give back a lot of those profits. It's all about mental toughness. You know this. Just 2 weeks behind Anchorman. I'll hit my 1 year around April 1st. Are you fooling me? Are you fooling me, man? It's a joke, April Fools. That's good, man. I like seeing that though. You guys are the statistics, the proof. How many people have we've seen come and go in this server? You guys are the 10% that stuck it out. You trusted the process and you're continuing to see growth to this day. It's an everyday grind. And then you got to look at it. All that work that you put in are for your paydays in the future. Look at Hawk. Look at Irish. Frank. Irish is a perfect example. That guy put in a lot of work. You're out here watching your own stocks, Frank. KCKAVL. Isn't it crazy too? When you're first starting out trading, you're all on like social media, like Twitter, Facebook groups, these Discord groups, and you really truly care like what other people's opinions are and what they think will happen. And then as you start educating yourself and learning about this, and you start trusting in your own thesis and problem solving and what you see, and then when you see other people post, you're like, psh, yeah, right, dude. That's the key to the whole thing. You got to start trusting in what you see. Exactly, man. Because we all see things differently. We all see opportunity in different places. Irish be killing it with those options. How high you guys think SG's gonna run up to? I think it's gonna run up to about 40 bucks. That's what I mean, I could even see it hitting 50. It definitely can. It's been holding trend all morning. If it continues to keep holding trend, this is going to get that euphoric push, the grand finale. That's when it's going to start skipping up. So I'm thinking the euphoric run on this is going to be 40 bucks. And then it's going to crumble from there. This was a good run, a beautiful run. Look at this. Total of 6 trading days here. It ran from $26 to $37. It's an $11 run, and all it really did, it had its up move right here, and then it consolidated for what, 2.5 days. Then it had its next leg up, and then it consolidated for a day and a half, 2 days pretty much, and now it's getting its next leg up. When you break it down simply like that. That's why with you guys and over my career, I've come to realize, stop trying to pinpoint perfect prices. Stop trying to predict and pin it down to a perfect bottom. You're never ever going to get a perfect bottom, a perfect reversal. But what I can tell you is if you just simply focus on levels and base your trading off of levels, your trading will be a lot less stressful. It'll be a lot stress-free. You'll start paying attention more to the overall sentiment. The stock is either doing one of 3 things. It's either in a bullish uptrend, a bearish downtrend, or it's consolidating. What is it currently doing as of right now? What's the overall sentiment? That's what I always ask. And as Iris just said there, price and volume is king. If you keep it to bare bones simplicity, you'll be all right. It's just people like to overcomplicate things because it's the natural thing to do. And I'll tell you what, that app on Thinkorswim Bookmap, that thing's really starting to take off in popularity. It really is. A lot of people are using it, and I'm telling you guys, Bookmap, it's gonna screw you up. It really is. It's gonna screw you up, and it's gonna keep you away from big picture ideas. Keep your mind always on big picture plays and ideas. Don't get trapped into scalping and micro time frames. It's just too stressful. Delta's just now starting to push up over that 35. Got a nice little squeeze forming here too on the 10-minute. That's where all the volume's at. The options volume, I would say. Delta Airlines. AVEO. This one got a good rip. BILI. Damn, look at BILI. Off of 17 up to 20. BILI, it's easy to borrow on Thinkorswim. It's squeezing up. This recently fell from 26 all the way down to 15. It's an $11 downfall. It's ripping up. It'll probably top out up here, but look at that. It's just a 50% bounce. That's all that is. Nice play. Surprised I didn't pick this up earlier. Even yesterday, this had a good rip on it. See, this is where you'd want to be paying attention to your levels. Notice when you zoom out on this right here, how it leveled out there and it formed, prices got drilled down on it, right like this. And it fell from that. It was a straight free fall down. That morning, there was morning panic and it sold off. And when this rebounded back up, look at where it was finding resistance at that level where it was all right there. And then even if you fast forward into today, it was finding resistance up there. And then it finally blew up over it. And it's running up to this level over here. Now, if it gets up over that level, it's going to run into this level. And then all the way up here. And as it got drilled down right here. And that was a lot of panic right there. That Bumble came back. BMBL. Right back up to 23. Even if I delete all of these lines and levels here, see how it's finding resistance right there at 23? If you look back on this, it was bottoming out all here at that 23. That's a level of interest. So you'd want to focus on that level. But even if you were to focus on just $21, look at it play around at that 21. Yeah, it did dip down to $20.50 right there. But it came back up, reheld 21. All about just focusing on your levels. Your levels are so key. Even all right here, it was finding resistance just under that $21. And we're all going to look at this differently. And that's what sets you apart from everybody else. Not just a effortless $4 move on SG. It's crazy. SG, it only has 265,000 in volume today. That's it. Versus Delta Airlines. Guess how much volume's in on Delta? Let's look. Today, it's at 12.2 million in volume on Delta Airlines. And it's only had a range of $1. So 12 million in volume and only a $1 range. And the float on this, which is the supply, so I'll put float supply, it's 637 million. That's a big float. So you're going to need a lot more volume for this to get prices up and going and in one direction. SG, for example, volume on the day is at 265K. That's it. Range from 33 ran up to 37. The range today is $4. The float supply is 86 million. So look at the float difference between the two. Delta Airlines is almost at $500 million supply float versus SG. The float on this is 86 million. Significantly less. Significantly less. That's why the more lower float that is, there's less supply. And when you have that volume hit it, that's that shock. And prices go up from there. You get that fluctuation and price action. And that's for us as traders, that's what we need. We need price action. This is why you see a lot of gurus out there. They'll focus on low float stocks. I want to see what the float is on ARQQ. See the float on ARQQ here is 14 million. That's a medium-sized float. It's still pretty small though to get prices up and running. I don't know if they tell us short information. It tells us that it's on the NASDAQ. Let me see. I've never tried this. Okay, so look at here. I typed in I call it short ARQQ. Average short sale volume for ARQQ. This is actually pretty cool. The last 10 days, 1.7 million short, total 2.4, a ratio of 71%. So I think how it's breaking it down here. Let me see, 314, 509K. still pretty cool how it does that. Damn, old army guy, you're coming. Yeah, you're approaching a year as well. Oh, definitely, Frank. Definitely. And it also teaches you when the market's hot, you take advantage of it while it's hot. Because you know how things can slow up and dry up pretty fast. And when things dry up and slow down, you can kick back and chill. Because you made all your money when the market was super hot. You know? You don't have to stress over, I gotta trade today, I gotta pay my rent. Look at that sick fade on INDO. That was a sick fade. I'll tell you what though, let this INDO and all these other gas stocks slowly just fade like this. When they do have that good day, that first green day, it's going to be a big one. Hopefully. So now, INDO, it's currently 4 straight red days. So the longer that rubber band keeps pulling back, think of these pullbacks when you ever have stocks go parabolic supernova like this. The more that they pull back, the days they pull back, it's that tension in the rubber band is building up. And then when you get that momentum, they get a nice snap up. like Anchorman too, I feel I've come a long way. When I first came in, I simply did not know what I did not know. All I knew was that this was something I wanted and needed to do. Another fellow vet encouraged me to jump into this. Yeah, I've seen a few military people jump into this, and to be honest, the military people that I've seen come into day trading, they've handled it very, very well, because I think it's that discipline that the military teaches you. It just naturally carries over into what it takes to be a trader. For a lot of people, they have to condition themselves to get that discipline. Like we've talked about, when you show up and you're super excited to be trading every day, and you feel like you have to trade every single thing that moves, when you, in reality, you don't. Most of the time you're watching a lot of these moves run and take off, and you're just watching. Yeah, it's like you got to build up that layer of skin that's with experience. You know, how do stocks gap up during earnings season? Earnings season happens four times throughout the year. We've seen it. When earnings comes into play and it just starts up, all the volume starts to dry up in small caps, and they all start to go to the large caps. And I've told you guys, that's when more of the longer term investors, they start focusing on their long-term portfolios. So they want to monitor how Apple's doing, Amazon's doing. And then that's when options and all of that will get popular. And then all it takes is for usually one small cap stock at the end of earnings season to go just full supernova. And then small caps are back in play. So you got to see a lot of these cycles, market cycles and conditions, get that experience under your belt. And man, you guys getting that 1 year in, we see a lot of things happen over and over and over again, don't we? And that's all we do every day. We watch out for the same thing every day. And we've seen a lot of countless stocks like INDO here go full supernova parabolic. At first, you get googly eyes when you see these types of moves, and you're like blown away that a stock did that in a day or 2 days. But after seeing it 10 times, 20 times, the more comfortable you get with it, and you start strategizing on how to trade it. Rick Parsley said, "Thank you for streaming, bro. I just put a like in for you. Appreciate it." No problem, man. I plan on with YouTube streaming live once a week. That's what I want to try to do. But normally every day I'm in here in the Discord streaming live every day. If you're not part of the Discord yet, for you guys on YouTube, down in the video description there should be a link in there directing you to my Discord. Feel free to join it. The chat is open for everybody for free. Let's check up on crypto too. I've had some ideas on Bitcoin. I think I've told you guys my idea and plan for Bitcoin. So this is my idea for Bitcoin. Take it, leave it as you whatever, but so Bitcoin a few years ago got that run up, remember? Around Christmas time up to almost 20,000. And after it ran up there to 20,000, it pulled back to around 5,000 and it sat there at 20,000 or 5,000 to 10,000 for 2 years. It sat here. And then it went on another epic run. It just recently did a double top. Now we're going into a bear market. And my idea and plan for Bitcoin, what I want it to do, I want it to sit here. I think it's gonna drop down 25,000 to 30,000. I think it's gonna drop down to these levels, and I would like for it to sit at these levels for 2 to 3 years. And during that 2 to 3 years, you guys, my plan, every week I plan on putting in $150, $200 into Bitcoin every single week. And then the longer we sit at these levels, the more I can accumulate and average in. And then when this bear market or consolidation's over with, we're gonna get that run up to 100K. That's my idea. My thinking now, back when Bitcoin first had that run up to 20,000 here, back in 2018, the stock market proposed for them to have an ETF, a Bitcoin ETF, and it got denied. Well, recently, with Bitcoin having this big run up here and proven itself, now we have a Bitcoin ETF. What's that Bitcoin BTF? Is it BTO? I think it's BTO. What's that Bitcoin ETF? What's the name of it? BTU or something? BITO. This is the Bitcoin ETF. Pro Shares Bitcoin. BITO. So now, back in 2022 now, 4 years later, we have a Bitcoin ETF. More institutions and banks are more open to Bitcoin. More people are open to Bitcoin. With the digital world upon us, the metaverse and all of that, with Facebook and Mark Zuckerberg, all of these kids are eating Bitcoin up. It's definitely the future. Bitcoin and Ethereum are the top two. And those are the top two I would focus on. I don't know if I would really focus on the other Bitcoins out there, cryptocurrencies like SHIB and whatever they are, Dogecoin. Those are all garbage. I want quality. So either Bitcoin or Ethereum. You can have a top 5 if you wanted. I'm not sure what the top 5 cryptocurrencies are. But that's my plan for Bitcoin. So if I'm telling you right now, I'm going to be investing every week. And if we're going to get that run up to 100K, everybody's eyeballing that 100K. And this Bitcoin has proven itself multiple times. Back in 2018, and then recently here, how much it can run and be volatile. Biden even proposed for the government to start looking into cryptocurrencies for a more safer alternative. That's the thing with Bitcoin too. There's a lot of scams involved with Bitcoin. That's why I don't really talk about it too much. Because all the time here, how many times in the Discord have you guys got messages from people wanting you to jump in on their Bitcoin or something, and or join this Discord pump and dump chat room for Bitcoin? Damn, this GM guy just popped up. I don't know. Yeah, the SPY is getting a nice little bounce off that trend line on the daily chart. So the first 3 months of this year, we've been in a confirmed downtrend. Somebody said yesterday that they hope with the news this turns around the market and we get a good run up from here. Personally, you guys, what I would want, I hate to say it, but the market needs it. I personally hope all this year, 2022, we just trend down and rest. This market just went on an epic run. Look at that. From 2009. 2009. Look at this epic run. All the way up to now, 2022. We need some type of retracement here. And you shouldn't fear this. You should embrace this, because this is opportunity. This is opportunity to set you up 15, 20 years from now. So if anything, you would be hoping for this, because look what happened. So if we trend down here for the next year, year and a half, 2 years, same thing with Bitcoin. You could be averaging it and accumulating and then hold it for the next 10, 15, 20 years. And you're going to make times 5 times, your money's going to work for you. This is where millionaires are made. The only people that should be freaking out right now are people who are on the verge of retirement. If they're about to be retiring in 2 to 3, maybe 5 years, then yeah, I'd be freaking out a little bit, because you just been steadily investing every week for the last 20 years. You don't want to see your returns go to crap in a few months, you know? Longest bull run in history. The 13-year bull market. That's phenomenal. So you guys have seen what a bull market is, what the potential is, the stocks that run. Now we're witnessing a bear market, and if you can survive a bear market, you'll be all right. We have our strategies we've came up with for this bear market. Try to time it with the SPY here. We have our trend lines drawn out. Recently, we've been at the lower end of the trend. So for this upcoming week, you'd be looking for it to potentially bounce off the bottom part of our trend, and we could see some good momentum this week. But tomorrow, we also got to note the Fed speak tomorrow with interest rate hikes. So what has the past taught us about that day? What usually happens? You get maybe a quick pop in the morning in your stocks, and then a lot of failed follow through, and then everything just goes sideways because everybody's waiting for the Feds to speak at 2 p.m. Top stocks today. We got VXX, Tesla, MULN, Apple, Baba, HYMC, AGRI. Let's take a look at AGRI real quick. This AGRI, it definitely could still squeeze up. It's holding its gains. Even when you look at the 10-minute here, it's holding up, but we got a big wedge going on. It's definitely still in play. We need to break back up over that 4. And the trigger level for this is going to be about 450. If it blows over 450, it'll squeeze up higher. It's a low float stock too. The float on AGRI is only 12 million. So I would say as long as we hold up over 350, we got a shot. AGRI, we're just gonna have to keep tabs on it. Looking good though, it really is. You have a lot of wedges on here. You got a wedge here. You got a big, I mean, there's wedges within wedges within wedges. Got a wedge there. I mean, there's wedges everywhere. Maybe by the end of the week, it gets a move. All right, what else we got? Let's look at BILI, the top percentage gainer on the day. This was a good move. It's still got room to run up to about 2150. Currently retracing. You don't want to see it fall down below 18. If it falls down below 18, it's over with. Keep it on the back runner, see how it sets up. I do like DWAC. DWAC's gearing up for a nice bounce. Recently, it got destroyed. It got denied at $100, what, like 5 times? Yeah, look at that. We had a nice ascending wedge on it. We kept coming up to that 100 bucks up there, and it just kept getting denied at it. We fell out from that ascending wedge. We've been getting drilled down, and there's really been no bounce on it. Look at that daily chart. Literally the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days have been red on DWAC. I think it's gearing up. Look at it level out yesterday. It leveled out right here. And then even going into today, see how it's still leveling out at that 62 bucks. If we can start building up off that, look at, we're up at 64, then 65, 66, 67, 68. We got a lot of room to run on it. That's a lot of upside potential off of that bottom at 62, right? That's the way you guys should be looking at this. Does the reward and opportunity significantly outweigh the risk? There's a hell of a lot of opportunity on this. So you should be keeping your eyes on this. It's setting up really nicely. Look at that explosion up on it. Next stop is going to be about 70 bucks. DWAC. This stock can rip, you guys. It's a beautiful setup, if you ask me. Like, look at it, how tightly they were pulling it back here. Almost like someone was taking their thumb and pushing down on it. And you see how it kept popping up and pulling back? That's beautiful. This is the easy money opportunity you patiently wait for, guys. Plays like this. Agreed? The no-brainer plays. Big picture ideas. SG still holding up well too. Am I right though? Am I right though? This DWAC, this is the type of opportunity you just, it falls into your lap and you take advantage of it. Now off of that 62, that was support. Now you'd be looking at 63.50, 64. That's going to be your new levels. Hold up in there. For the area it broke from. 63. SG still going. You know what's probably going to have a good bounce on it? MGLD. It just looks like it's gearing up. See it wedged out right here. And then it crumbled from that. It came back here. Held as resistance, really. And since that, it's been getting... You draw a trend line out on it. Even all like right here. So right here, it's just trying to gear up to break out of that trend. Brief $50. We could see this push from 3 up to 450. That's the upside potential on it. I would look for it. It can't fall down lower. 275. You'd be putting your risk below that. And from here, break up over 3, push to 350. That's going to be your first level. Break over 350, we'll run up to 4. And then 450, we're going to want to take it in 50-cent intervals. So, I mean, even you can put fib retracements on it. Down to there. 50% is at 5. I think I want to put DWAC on swing. It's looking good. We could see it bounce up back up to 75 up to here. Man, that DAL has been at 35 all day. BTU. I think BTU, we could see a bounce on it up here to maybe 22, 2150. I would look for it to hold up 1950. From there, push up. Twenty-one 50, 22. Looking good. Looking good on the 3-minute here, too. It wedged out. Right at that 1950s. That's where I'm getting my level. See it? And it wedged out here. It at right everything's correlating at that 1950. So that's going to be your level. That's your risk. I'd put your risk down below 1950. And your target would be up here at 2150. 22 bucks. So you're looking to risk like 50 cents to make a $1.50, $2 a share. That's a pretty good risk versus reward ratio, if you ask me. Yeah, I like that BTU, especially because it's not overcrowded with volume. That's why I like that BTU. Yeah, this SCO, it's been chin up nicely. About $8. It'll push up to, it was looking like SCO. 775, $8 is gonna be resistance. I'll just keep struggling at that 35. We've seen it multiple times. The longer a stock just lingers at resistance, chances are it's not gonna blow through, it's gonna fail. It's already about to be going on noon. Say what now? BXX. What the hell? That doesn't make any sense.